This week on Government Matters.
The bottom line, we want cyber criminals to feel the full force of American justice because they are doing as much damage, if not more these days, as folks who are involved in more conventional crime.
Catching cyber criminals. Could behavior analysis play a crucial role in stopping cyber attacks?
You're also looking at the links and nodes that are pieced together so that you can find the different clues that you're looking for. You are looking for the cyber version of a needle in a haystack.
Fighting terrorism in the age of big data. The Paris terror attacks exposed the intelligence community's problem with combing through mountains of information.
Well, this is a very exciting RFI for several reasons, but the end result of this is a new blanket purchase agreement, basically a new contract that will pre-qualify a set of vendors who then can deliver this agile, or what they sometimes call DevOps capability, to the rest of the government.
Changing the IT procurement process. The General Services Administration is setting the stage to bring agility to government. But will it work? Government Matters starts right now. In security matters, fighting terrorism in the age of big data. This month, two brothers conducted a brazen terror attack in the heart of Paris, killing 12 people. Multiple French agencies had been monitoring them for years, but were unable to prevent the rampage. This is the latest example of issues within the intelligence gathering community. And it begs the question, how can the U.S. and other governments efficiently use the mountains of information they collect? For insight, we turn to our next guest on Government Matters, Colonel Cedric Leighton, a retired Air Force intelligence officer and president of Cedric Leighton Associates. So, Cedric, in this cyber age, anything and everything could provide clues to investigators. How much data is being stored, and what kind of information are analysts interested in?
Well, a lot of data is being stored, Morris. For example, the internet right now takes about 30 billion gigabytes of data every month. So when you look at exactly how much is being passed through the internet, and then you think about where it's being stored in Google, on Facebook, within the servers of all those companies, on Twitter, of course, and then you have the storage that the intelligence and the law enforcement communities have. So we are talking easily terabytes and if not exabytes of data. That's a lot of stuff. So the kinds of data that they're looking at, not only is this a huge volume, but you're also looking at the links and nodes that are pieced together so that you can find the different clues that you're looking for. You are looking for the cyber version of a needle in a haystack, and that needle in a haystack can be the minutest clue, but the idea is to find it as quickly as possible. Even if it seems to be an irrelevant clue, you can then very quickly tie it to something that is more relevant and then get a pattern of life of the target that you're looking for.
Just like with the 9/11 Commission report, we're seeing a flaw in the way intelligence agencies share and coordinate their information. In a recent article for The Hill, you call this the most troubling issue, quote, creating silos of ignorance. Explain that.
Well, the way I put silos of ignorance is basically the idea that the more you silo information, you put it in discrete packets and don't bridge those silos, the more likely you are to be ignorant of what is going on in the other areas that you're dealing with. So when you're ignorant of what's going on in other places on the silo to your right and the silo to your left, you have a significant lack of coherence, you have a significant lack of understanding. And when that happens, you lose a lot of the data that you need in order to get a true pattern of life of subjects like the Kouachi brothers, as an example.
The former head of the Israeli security agency's IT unit, Ronan Horowitz, said big data played a key role in fighting terrorism in his country, saying, quote, a lot is being invested in technologies that attempt to utilize the information and then submit to the analysts only what has been graded highly so that he or she may process it. Cedric, is Horowitz talking about some type of artificial intelligence system, and is that technology reliable?
In part, he is. Artificial intelligence is something that the intelligence community has played with for quite some time, both in the U.S. and in other countries such as Israel. Now, some of the things that have been done in the recent conflicts in the Middle East used a lot of data analysis. So instead of really focusing on artificial intelligence, people are really looking at big data analysis, of which artificial intelligence could be a component. So in this particular particular case, what they're doing is they're looking at taking all the different data, putting it together in a way that's understandable and that can be used, and then disseminating it so that it is, in fact, actionable. Artificial intelligence does have a place, but I don't think we are there yet when it comes to intelligence operations and law enforcement operations. And that is basically the next frontier for the intelligence agencies. Big data coupled with artificial intelligence can then make a really big difference in determining the who, what, where, when, and why of the intelligence problem set that they're dealing with at that given time.
Very enlightening. Colonel Cedric Leighton, retired Air Force intelligence officer and president of Cedric Leighton Associates. Thanks again, Cedric.
You bet, Morris. My pleasure.